Hey everybody, it's Old Head back at you with a brand new video. And listen, we have a ton to talk about today. 2K released a lot of information. We just put a video up on the city details, so go check that out. But there's also a lot of information floating out now about the 2K23 builder. But it didn't come from 2K themselves. It has come from the next makers. And these are people who, have an affiliation with 2K. They're some of the bigger content creators. Apparently they were invited to go check it out, and they must have been able to record some of their interaction with the new builder. So, very cool. But it means I couldn't get my hands on my own video. So I was looking at Joe Knows, and Joe Knows is by far one of my favorite content creators. If you don't subscribe to Joe, if you don't go look at his videos, you should. The guy is very knowledgeable. He's always on top of it. He hits it on the mark every time. But I wanted to go through some of Joe's video and kind of give my take on it, my reactions. This builder, I'm not going to lie to you, is looking pretty sweet. What I think it's going to do is allow for a lot of different builds that are going to be really good. Is there going to be a meta? I'm sure there is. Will there be multiple? Maybe. But I think you're going to be able to create and play very well with a large number of builds. So let's jump right in. Joe is, he makes a point guard. He's just kind of playing around with it here. And, he starts out at 6'3", kind of a normal height. And you can see where he's, playing around with the height first. And what does that do to all the various attributes? So it's interesting to see going up and down on height and what that does as far as weight. How does that affect things? Wingspan, how does that affect everything? The one thing that Joe said, and I've heard from other people, is that interestingly for this year, wingspan does not negatively affect or positively affect ball handle. In years past, if you tried to make a max wingspan guard, well, it would hurt your ball handle. So that's why you saw a lot of short-armed play shots. But this year, it doesn't seem to work that way. The caveat being, if you're 6'10" or above, then wingspan does start to play into your ball handle. I guess they don't want 7-foot guys dribbling around like crazy, but that's interesting to note. And so you can kind of see as he's going through, just going back and forth with, wingspan and height and weight, how it affects the different attributes. But I will say, kind of looking at this, you're able to make some pretty good builds. He's got a 6'6" guard here with 99 close shot, 99 driving layup, 93 driving dunk, and 89 standing dunk, and 91 post control. Now I'm looking at this player he's got right here. It's 6'9", 99 close shot, 98 driving layup, 95 driving dunk, 99 standing dunk, 99 post control, but still 88 three-point shooting, 89 mid-range, high free throw, 95 pass accuracy, and an 87 ball handle. So, and the defense isn't bad either. So, you got to look at this and say, okay, is there going to be one demigod, or can you make demigods at 5 positions? And I would be totally fine with that and tweak them however you want. I mean, demigod's kind of maybe not the right word for it, but just a really playable character at all 5 positions. That's what I would really like to see. So then we get into talking about badges. And, I think this year badges are going to be so much more intricate, and they're going to take much more time as it relates to building out, your character, because as we know, they've gone to this tiered badge system, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. What we have now found out is that tier 1, which is kind of the lowest level, and tier 2, you have to put 10 badge points between those first 2 tiers to even be eligible to get a tier 3 badge. So, this brings up a lot of interesting concepts. Number one, some badges cost a lot more this year, especially tier 3. I think the lowest I've seen for a badge in tier 3 is 5 badge points. And we're not talking Hall of Fame. They go up higher than that. So just by doing that quick math, you can figure out that to even get one tier 3 badge, you're going to need at least 15 badge points in a particular category. And to get maybe your number 1 priority tier 3 badge, you're going to need a heck of a lot more badge points than 15. And so you're going to have to keep a real eye on that as you're building out your My Player. The other thing to be on the lookout for is that badge access is once again, and maybe even more so this year, tied to attributes. I know I saw where you need a 99 driving dunk to get Hall of Fame posterizer, and it's in the tier 3, and in that tier 3 category, Hall of Fame posterizer costs 7 badge points. So, it's a whole new ball game this year when it comes to the builder and the badge system and how they mesh together. The one good thing that they have done, you've heard talk about core badges. So what you can do is make a tier 3. You can make any tier, but I think most people are going to make a tier 3 badge one of their core badges. Now, to do that, you have to make sure that you're able to, number 1, get the badge, meaning you have enough badge points to acquire it. And then you're going to have to complete whatever challenge is associated with that badge to make it a core. But once you make it a core, and let's go back to the Hall of Fame posterizer example, let's say you got to the point where you were able to make Hall of Fame posterizer a core badge. That's 7 badge points that you're getting for free, essentially, because the core badges don't require badge points. So again, it's intricate. There's a lot more thought that's going to have to go into these. The other thing that I'm curious about is, are we going to get additional badge points as season rewards like we did in 22? Because that would be something to factor as well. Yes, I may not be able to get it in season 1 until I get my extra badge point, and some people may make their builds based off that. So I want to go over this that Joe showed, and it's basically kind of showing you how, as you're raising certain attributes, others raise as well. I mean, we were used to that last year. For example, when you would raise your mid-range shot, well, your close shot would go up as well. It seems like in 23 with this builder, you raise one thing. In this case, he's raising ball handle. and it is raising a bunch of other things: pass accuracy, speed with ball, driving layup, but it's also raising perimeter defense and your physicals as well. So, you know, we got a lot to dig into. A lot to dig into. And I think what he's showing here is more of a 22 type play shot. So, yeah, you've got a 99.3. You have 99 ball handle, but you only got 69 pass accuracy and 84 speed with ball. And this thing's already at a 97. So there's not much left to go. You're not going, you're going to have to lower the driving layup. You have no driving dunk whatsoever, which I don't think play shots are going to take much of anyway, since they're not going to be able to get the quick drops off one anyway. You have to have an 80 driving layup this year to get that. So here he's showing, how the attributes kind of correlate to the badge requirements. You can see like agent. You need a 96 3-point shot to get that on Hall of Fame, and it's going to cost 8 points. So the tier 3 badges are going to be very interesting because those are going to be the ones that most people want to get, but they're not going to be able to get them all this year. One or two. If you make one a core and you're able to get another one, maybe. I don't know. Now, here's a build that Joe made at 6'10", 250 with a 6'10" wingspan. I mean, look at the stats on this thing. 99 close shot, 96 driving layup, 89 driving dunk, 94 standing dunk, 99 post control. This thing's got a 93 3-point shot. So, what I'm taking from this is that you're going to be able to shoot as a big. Now, the question is the interior defense that you're going to get going to be good enough? But it's got 99 interior defense, but 91 rebounding, 87 block. That's the part that I'm worried about. Everything we hear is that, okay, slashing is going to be OP, bully ball, and people are going to be dunking on everybody. We're not going to know that until the game comes out. Kind of back to this, what appears to be kind of a play shot, 6-foot play shot. You've got 10 finishing badges, 29 shooting, 23 playmaking, and 0 defense. Not done. It's only a 97, but you're not going to get that much more defense. So, I think that kind of tells you a little bit. Finishing, that means you're going to get maybe a couple in tier 1, a couple in tier 2, nothing in tier 3 because you only have 10. Now, shooting, you're going to be able to maybe get 2 or 3 in tier 2 because one of those you're going to make core. And that could probably go with playmaking as well. You're going to be dog water on defense though, and that's just the way it is. But maybe that's okay. And I did like the fact that Joe made a 7'3" center because, a lot of people do every year, especially starting out. Look at the inside dunking and close shot and the defense. It's basically 99 on everything while somehow still having a 77 3-point shot. You don't have any ball handle, no speed with ball, but you have a 91 pass accuracy. You can't guard the perimeter, which as a 7'3" is going to be hard. And your speed is down to 46. That seems pretty normal compared to years past. What we don't know is what does a 46 speed mean in 2K23? And this has a 99 strength. So, this could be a really viable build depending on, whether or not you can shoot with a 77. I keep going back to Mike Wang and him saying, serviceable versus consistent and talking about you need to be in the mid to high 80s. Okay. And low 70s is not going to cut it unless you're just flat out amazing at timing. So, we'll see. I don't know. I am so excited. Let's drop this game. Let's get into the builder ourselves and let's play. Let's play some 2K. All right. That's it for another video. Old head out.